Now, I've mentioned data already a couple of times in this presentation, and the sense, I think, of big data is a phrase we're hearing more and more of. It's just going to get bigger. And the sense of big data is that it is just getting bigger and bigger. The digital information gathered by companies will grow, it is estimated, by 800% in the next 5 years. That's because we're all going to start doing it too. So us little companies that really have had no real need or not really thought that we need to gather data in any particularly organized fashion often are increasingly understanding actually how useful it can be, but also when we plug it into other data systems, just how effective it can be at helping us to better understand our business, growth, and potential new markets, and how we can actually achieve better growth or better profit margins. Spending on data collection, it's estimated, will reach about $16.1 billion this year, which has got a growth rate of 6 times faster than the overall IT market. So that's also where the smart money is understanding this whole thing about data. Now, with data, I think, comes this idea of understanding what you do with it all, what its value is. And as I said, it's really about understanding the human value of what data delivers to you. It's as simple as understanding, like a BA. If I just push some of this information back at Chris, he might find it really useful to actually understand where he's flown over the last 10 years. If HSBC, I push this information at Chris, he might have a better understanding of how he's overspending every single month and the areas where he needs to budget better. And so that sense of relationship building through data sharing is, I think, what we're going to see more and more businesses begin to understand. Analytics, the way that we bring data together, is still a little out of reach for many organizations. That's Dave Coplin from Microsoft. But that's the bit that's around the corner. This is the future bit for us, which is that actually all of this data is going to become so much easier for us to understand. And to help us deal with problems like logistics, like understanding size of market, like growth predictions, whatever it might be, all of the analytics that we see that sit behind our activity, our daily activity online, at a transaction point, whatever it might be, all of that increasingly is going to be available to us and will be of use. This is what will carry us over what we've called the privacy bump. I mentioned that word privacy earlier because a lot of the time when I'm giving these kind of presentations and I show some of these technologies, people get a little nervous about them because they feel they are an infringement on their privacy. Are they? Are they really? Is it just that at this point in time, all we see are the disadvantages, the negatives of the data, rather than the advantages? Well, that's definitely, I think, one of the things that we believe, is that what we'll see over the next 5 years is that as we grow closer and closer to this bump that is being caused by issues related to privacy, we are going to get more and more nervous as consumers. We are going to get more and more concerned. But once we get over that bump, over the other side, as we did with mobile phones and their use, we'll kind of go, well, what was all that about? Because actually the advantages of sharing my data and understanding how engaged my data can be, and once it's engaged, what it can give me back in return, I think is the situation most of us will find ourselves in. The positives will outweigh the negatives within a very short period of time.